time has arrived after all the match of the rounds in the Central West Conference 16-1s competition. It's grand final time. The minor premiers, St Christopher's up against the Guildford Owls here today at Tweedale Stadium. Two clashes already between these sides, both barn burners going down to the wire. Can they flip the script here today? The Guildford Owls going down closely in both of those, including the qualifying final to get here first. St Christopher's minor premiers looking to go one better now and wrap up the premiership as well. And let's go through the lineups for you as the teams get ready to come onto the field. For St Christopher's, jersey 1, Fuad Turkmani. Jersey 2, Jake Bender. Number 3, William Trostel. Number 4, Jeremiah Perez Mapasua. Number 5, Iyad Mugabu. Number 6, Tristan Burns. Number 8, Atula Seve. Number 9, Zedon Wilson. Number 10, Jerome Gargoles. Number 11, Elijah Tufua. Number 12, Zach Lafota. Number 13, Isaac Thompson. Number 14, Ahmed Ochami. 15, Leon Riziglu. 16, Tua Soriluka. 17, Muhammad Alas. 19, Ahmed Abbas. 19, Andre Possessione. And 20, Luke Taberti. For the Guildford Owls, number 1, Lorena Sakuru. Number 2, Michael Curry. Number 3, Isaac Angel. Number 4, Alma Fatunga Seve. Number 5 and captain Samuel Mardini. Number 21 is Ashton Azapati. Number 7, Christian Ibrahim. Number 8, Muhammad Ayash. Number 9, Yusuf Khalil. 17, Sanjay Ulu Kinney. 11, David Kaladi Toliafoa. 12, Mason Ong. 13, Wesley Picodi. 14, John Paul Ishak. 15, Suapeli Pulu. 23, Samisi Malangahu. And 29, Felice Tafeo. And the coaches, Jason Thompson for St Christopher's and Charlie Abram for the Guildford Owls. It couldn't be any more appropriate, like we said, the two districts, the Parramatta Junior League and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs Junior Rugby League, coming head to head. And a team from each district represented here today. If it's anything like the semi-final we treated to, this is going to be an absolute belter. And it's been a fantastic season in the Central West Conference. And fitting that teams 1 and 2 go head-to-head here today, both stacked with junior talent from Harold Matthews Development, Sports Eyes and Rugby Union representatives. We're ready to get underway. Central West Conference Grand Final under 16-1s. The first touch here to Muhammad Ayash. The first use of the football with the Guildford Owls. And David Kaladi Toliafoa over the shoulder. And an early error presents a great opportunity here for St Christopher's. And inside the 20. Find themselves here. Opportunity in good ball. Scrum feed now. 20 in from touch, 20 out. Long left side set here for the St Christopher's team. Tui Fua to feed. Out now and another error the other way. Return of serve. The nerves for both teams on show. Taberti puts one down. And Mardini's jammed there. Keeps the legs pumping though. Now, right hand side it comes. A strong carry. The 17. And then a penalty early here. Sanjay Ulu Kinney. One's followed up. Kick for touch does not make it. And Fuad Turkmani does well there to keep that in, and an opportunity missed to go and attack for the Owls. Now Possessione. Good carry, comes out the other side straight away to the fullback Sakuru and flattens him. Quick play the ball now inside the 30. Tuifua, short to Atula. Seve goes straight through, but he's left without the football as it's pulled out. The referee's call is a knock-on. Not played at. Natural tackling motion. So the ball back to the Owls. And a close call twice there. The strong carries. Andre Possessione and Atula Seve. Harold Matthews, Bulldogs premiership winner this year, also played New South Wales City 16s and part of the New South Wales CHS 15s. Now Kaladi Toliafoa, legs pumping, gets an offload to Mardini. Mardini tries to find space and is chopped down. Good set start. Now Picodi, heavily strapped arm today. Lots of guys playing through injury. Ayash hit hard. Khalil to Picodi, to Ulu Kinney, who leaves one down. Offload to Fatunga Seve, cuts back infield, beats another. Plenty of bodies there. Good surge, and up to the 30 are the Owls. Now Koori to Picodi, and a penalty. Fresh set of 6. Great opportunity in field position. And all on the line here today. You said if you look around, you can see knees, hamstrings, wrists, arms, elbows, everything strapped up. Because it's all to play for here. Grand final day. And Ong now, good carry. And Koori to Ulu Kinney, who breaks through and gets bootlace short of the line. Opportunity here. Only a metre out. Long pass. Goes to Azapati. Back to Picodi. Now Khalil takes a dart out of dummy half. And they hold him up. Struggles for a play the ball. Finally gets one. Picodi goes deep. Ibrahim pressured, cuts back on the inside, rolls one through. Is it going to pull up? Foot race. Turkmani though, great patience. Now on the move. First touch and chopped at the knees. And followed up by Trostel down the right-hand side. Now Mugabe, strong all year out of dummy half he has been. Infield Tuifua. Links up here, and the legs pumping from Isaac Thompson. Dragons Harold Matz, and Ahmad El Chami spins his way inside the 40. As Burns goes through there, misses both, but to Birdie with a pick up now. And that's play 5 on the 40. Man down, and Tuifua goes to the sky. Sakuru, and very safe this year, and that one bounces off the shoulder. And it's been called a knock on. Commentator's curse. And another opportunity inside the attacking 20 presents itself for St Christopher's to draw first blood here in this grand final. And similarly again, set to the left. And to Birdie with the feed. 5-man set here. Tuifua, Turkmani, Possessione. We've got a bag full of tries last time they played. And Tuifua, double pump, turns, goes himself. And they bring him to ground now. Burns assesses his options, goes short side for Taberti, who keeps. And he's close. Short side. They look there and they come back. Possessione, but Burns keeps. Tries to spin, gets very close, and he's held. Now Taberti. Charmy. Tuifua double pump, chips over the side here to Mugabe on the fly. And Iab Mugabe, first points in the under-16-1 grand final here in the Central West Conference. And the vision of Elijah Tuifua, product Bass Hill, played Mats for Manly this season, and sees there that the defence is jamming in, and the vision to put picture perfect kick over the top and into space where only Mugabe could get it. And we have our first points here in the Central West Conference Under-16s Grand Final. 4-0. St. Christopher's with a kick to come. And that kick will come from the boot of Jeremiah Cruz Mapasua, who's also at Manly, part of the development system, and Harold Matz, product of Westfield Sports High, and he's our third top point scorer in this competition, currently on 80. And the crowd starts to chant again of lolly legs. And tough one to start, right foot from the right touch line. And the approach starts wide, coming back, and it's off the upright. Score stays 4-0. And a great start by Chrissy's after a couple of nervous moments for both teams. But with the errors out of the way, first blood drawn, all things settled here in the 16-1s Grand Final. Speaking to both coaches, it was a very simple message after talking to them all year. They respect one another, they know what to expect. They know both sides are very physical, and it's all going to come down to defence and who wants it more. Charlie said they had a very fun week on the Guildford side of things. And for Jason, he said they really appreciated the extra rest with all the extra games and responsibility throughout the year. And we're back underway now. El Chalmi, followed up by Gargoles. And now Thompson. They work the drain in behind the ruck for their first three here. Burns jumps right for Tuifua, who kicks early. And they're trying to put pressure on Sakuru, and there's an awkward bounce and bodies there. And Trostel picks up. Still got plays left though, that was only play 4. And now Mugabe to Turkmani, goes on a run, skips back centre field. And now on the move for play 5 centre field. Burns, Tuifua to Birdie, kicks back towards the post, but the chase not there. And Sakuru shields that one over, looking for a quick tap, gets it. Referee calls it back. Looked like all the players were on side. Guildford now from a flat start. Kaladi Toliafoal winds up. Now rolling, Sakuru straight in behind. And a penalty to boot. Great momentum. And a chance here to kick themselves into good ball. And Yusuf Khalil, they're not going to go for touch. Back now, Mohamed Ayash. Very reliable, been good all year. Now Mardini, the captain. Hard worker. Part of Eels Harold Matt's team this year. Back in field now for Sanjay Ulukini. Short side. Ibrahim, Sakuru to Angel. Cuts back in field and chopped down. Now play the ball. 2 pass to Kaladi Toliafoa. And they're making sure they get numbers in from him. It's been a tackle-busting phenom this season. Long pass now, Azapati, long out the back again. Sakuru rolls one in behind. Chase coming, but Turkmani does well. And they clean it up for what will be a dropout. Nicely weighted there by Ashton Azapati. Goes about his work behind the scenes here, along with Christian Ibrahim steering this team around. Good head on his shoulders, tidy kicking game. First full attacking set inside 20 here, coming from the dropout for the Owls. And almost to the 40, Ibrahim claims, and here comes Ayash. Knees knocked together by Trostel. Now to Angel. And Isaac Angel, also part of Parramatta Harold Matts this year. Khalil Picodi shows and keeps. Finds his front 10 out centre field. Long pass to Azapati. Double pump and keeps. And he almost goes on the inside shoulder. And Khalil looks short side again, but comes to open. Picodi, dummy and driven down. And play 5 now, centre field. They go long to Ibrahim. Rolls one off the shins and there's a deflection, and Ahmad El Chami does very well to dive on the loose ball. It was a little worse for wear. And now working out of yardage. Atula Seve, strong carry, keeps the legs driving as he goes past the 20. And now 2 pass to Gargoles. Working their way out of their end here. Isaac Thompson met early there and a good tackle. Now to Birdie, to Possessione. Play 5 now, they've made it to the 40. And they go open side with Tuifua, pressured, keeps running, goes behind his own player. It's let go. And at the back here, Kuri. Sakuru, a bit of miscommunication. But in the end, Kuri does well to get centre field. And a one-on-one attempt here by Taberdi. Almost takes the ball. Now Sakuru. And a penalty offside. And another chance here for the Owls to kick into the attacking half. And Sakuru hooks that one back. So only a gain of 5 metres. A fresh set of 6 upcoming. And Angel takes it himself from the tap. And now across. Ayash tips onto Picodi. Short side Khalil to Ibrahim, turned under to Kaladi Toliafoa. Gets those legs going again, and 3 drive him down. Now Felice Tafeo, instant impact, 10 plus. Khalil to Azapati, to Mason Ong. And play 5 now. They look to the short side, looking for a play of the ball. Khalil jumps, goes for the line himself. 2 there. Can they hold him up? And goes awfully close. Referee's having a look. But they've managed to stop him. A great surge by Khalil. He will run with any half opportunity and great leg speed. Right off the goal line. The Owls try to turn the screws now on St. Christopher's. Turkmani to Trostel. Breaks through, beats a couple, and over the 20 now, and a penalty to boot. Referee sees a high tackle. And a chance to settle things down here. St. Chrissy's with Elijah Tuafua. Fine touch. Picks up 20 metres. And just outside the 30 now. They start things off. Tuifua to Ahmad El Chami. El Chami stopped there but keeps his feet. Now centre field with Isaac Thompson. Dragons Harrods Matt's player. Also one at Bass High. Tuifua to Zakathotta. Ever reliable on those tough lines. Burns now short side with Tuifua, who keeps. Hit hard. Centre field Thompson to Taberdi. Seve out on an edge now. Gets an offload round the corner. Playing on here. Moving quite well. Perez Mapasua, and eventually brought down. And an error for Tunga Seve and co. Forced the error. Not able to get to the kick this time. Off the back of the penalty set. A chance for Guildford to take a breath off back-to-back defensive sets. And again, frantic and fast between these two and physical. Scrum now, keeping it simple. Isaac Angel. Hand up for the tough stuff as always. No surprise, followed by Samuel Mardini. Gets an offload. Kaladi Toliafoa. Skip and a jump and keeps the legs pumping as he bursts his way up to the 40. And eventually brought to ground. Good start to the set. And Athotta lays on as Tafeo follows up. Trying to control the ball here. To Khalil, to Pakoti, Sanjay Ulukini. And play the ball. Centre field with Pakoti and that late footwork. And play 5 now, just inside the 30. And Khalil goes to Azapati into the sky. Good chase coming from Sakuru, and Turkmani loses the ball. Sakuru reaches out, and the hit from Larima Sakuru on his opposite number forces the error, and a reply with points here by the Guildford Owls. 4-all, kick to come. Larima Sakuru just showed you why there's such an importance placed on kick chase. Not only does he come up perfectly timing-wise in making contact with Turkmani, but right inside the goal line and finds himself getting a grand final try here in the Central West Conference grand final. And a response from the Owls. And with a kick to follow, chance to take the lead here in the grand final. Ashton Azapati with the kicking duties. Mohamed Ayash, generally the kicker. But Azapati, no mistake with that one. Takes us to 6-4. Conversion successful. And the Guildford Owls take the lead for now. Both of these teams right up for this one, as to be expected. And that response, no doubt, settling down the Owl side of things as well. And Chris is here, about to get us back underway. Through Elijah Tuifua. To the air, he tries to drop it short, and Mugabu, and they've lost sight of it. David Kaladi Toliafoa thought maybe Angel had it, and it lands in the dead space, and a turnover after points presents St. Christopher's with a fantastic opportunity. Right on the 20 here. Scrum feed, 20 in from touch. Now, roll ball, back to Taberdi, turns back under Atula Seve. They stop him, surging for the line. Now Burns, double pump, short side Taberdi to Turkmani. They drag him close to touch. Now, infield, Muhammad Malas, and goes very close to the goal line, fresh onto the field. Burns has a look, comes back Gargoles, Tuifua, double pump, skips across, keeps, gets one over the top, no, he holds, and the ball's come free. What looked like an opportunity turns into an error. For a moment there, looked like the pass was going to go over the top. Backed himself in. But Guildford Good resilience on the goal line. You hear the chants of Guildford. The crowd fired right up for this one. Angel kicks us off. Followed with that 1-2 punch with Mardini, as has been the case all year. Both fantastic in yardage. And now centre field for Samisia Malangahu. 2 down and quick play the ball to Feo. Kalari Toliafoa. They bootlace him eventually. And rolling now. Ibrahim to Samisia Malangahu. Heavily strapped knee. He left the game in that semi-final, but pushing through the pain barrier here today to help his team. Tafeo, good skill out the back. Azapati short to Ong. And keeps pushing forward, Mason Ong. 7 tries this year for the back rower. And a penalty on top for the late shot on Azapati. And the Owls again find themselves in the attacking zone with an opportunity for points. And they look to the bench to ask, do we want the 2? And Coach Charlie says, no, let's go for it. Fresh set starting on the 30. Alma Fatunga Seve into the line. Westfield's product and also part of the Eels Mats team this year. Pakodi looks inside to Tafeo. It goes himself. Now Khalil to Ibrahim out the back. Kaladi Toliafoa close to the line. He's hard to stop and he fends his way to the corner. Right across the face of the shape there on the outline. 2 pass and a head full of steam. And David Kaladi Toliafoa looking more like Sifa Talakai, breaking tackles, finds the in goal, and the Owls surge to 10-4, kick to come. And off the back of conceding first, they go back to back here. Kaladi Toliafoa, and it wouldn't surprise you to know that he also was part of the Eels Harold Mats team. So destructive with the ball. Breaking tackles for fun. And kick to come here from the touchline. And for Azapati. He's up again here. The right foot up. Preferred side. And the chant of Lolly Leg starts again. And on approach, drags it to the left, and no good. Score remains 10-4. Guildford Owls lead over St Christopher's. Good response, as we said, off the back of those points. And these two, again, heavyweights going at it. A couple of interchanges here. Samisi Malangahu and Felice Tafeo both making an impact. Kaladi Toliafoa wipes away those early errors with some great carries in the try. Same as Sakuru, early nerves and an error, but the hit that leads to the try, brilliant. And now find themselves with the lead. St Christopher's get us back underway through Elijah Tuifua to Tafeo and winds up. And Seve goes looking for him. Now at the back of shape to Angel. Bounces off the first. And then heads centre field. And now to Khalil with Mardini, who looks for the pass on the outside. And Fatunga Seve's got it, but it's been called forward. They look like they're on the move again there, the Owls, but now opportunity opens the door for St Christopher's with that error after points inside their own half. St Christopher's been good all year off set pieces. And the halves pairing of Taberti, Tuifua along with Turkmani at the back of shape. And Zayden Wilson, trick play, goes the short side. And takes 10, but stays in touch. Now pass infield to Birdie, to Zaka Thotta. And he centres the attack for his team. Now Wilson, Thompson, Tuifua shows, keeps, skips across, keeps running, digs into the line, gets it to Trostel, hands to Mugabe. Good cover defence though. Brought to ground now. He's a bit worse for wear though, Ayab Mugabe. We hope he's okay. He's grabbing at a lower leg. But did well under pressure to stay in. Given the ball with 3 or 4 defenders coming. Had to put the brakes on and maybe just got his leg caught up in that one. But the players, no doubt, will be thankful for a bit of a rest and what has been a fast start to this one. Ayab Mugabe. Been outstanding every game we've had so far in the match of the round. Brilliant in yardage, good finishes. Always trying to break tackles and fight for extra metres. He's had a fantastic season. Hopefully for him, he's able to play on in this one. Been a moment here for Guildford. Catch their breath before the goal line goes back under attack. Coach Jason Thompson looking on from the bench, thinking about the possible reshuffle. As Mugabe is back to his feet. They have Ahmad Abbas, who can play centre or wing on the bench if need be. Isaac Thompson also able to play 5'8", centre, second row. So multiple options, but for now, thumb goes up from John Wilson. Ayab Mugabe looks like he'll play on. Score 10-4. The Owls over St Christopher's. Things about to get back under the way, but the referee, we've got a sin bin. Not happy with something in that tackle. And the bin here presents a massive opportunity for St Christopher's as they're down to 12 men on the back of that contact. And can they hold up here? They were first in defence in the 16-1 Central West Conference. We're about to find out why. And if they can hold as Turkmani skips around the outside, but inside help comes and he gets brought down eventually. But the Owls now compressed to Birdie, short side to Possessione. Scored a couple last time, but they hold him out for now. Tries to get a play the ball to Birdie, long and under pressure. Sakuru lands on Tuifua. Play the ball. And Thompson juggles. Sakuru scrambles. And surging centre field. Now Wilson goes back to the left, got numbers. Gargoles keeps though and heads for the post and gets brought down. Still numbers left, but play 5 now. That's where Wilson goes, but he rolls one in behind. It's missed by all. Grounded by the Owls. Just waiting to see the refs call in behind the players here. And she's called a knock on. So the Owls show why they were number 1 in the defensive stakes this season. Defend their goal line with 12, but still under duress here. St Christopher's, no doubt, will be coming like heat-seeking missiles here off the go. Try and apply pressure inside the 10. And Kaladi Toliafoa takes the first carry, and it's a good one. And now Angel, short side, picks up 10, but flirts with touch. And Mardini follows him up. And a lift there, but in control. As Picoti shows under and goes to Mulangahu, who looks for the offload. But Wilson there to shepherd it. And the ball kept. As we go back now As a party with a double pump and a keep, puts his nose to the line and goes down now for what is half-time in the Central West Conference Under-16s Division 1 Grand Final. A cracking contest so far, but the Guildford Owls for now lead 10-4 over St Christopher's. 5-minute half-time, have a short breaking. Join us again in the second half. And it's that time again. Second half in the Central West Conference Under-16 ones Grand Final. Who will emerge as our premier for this year? It's been a fantastic competition, and in the first half, no surprise. Great back and forth between the Guildford Owls and St Christopher's. 1 and 2 during the season. One from each district, Parramatta and Canterbury Bankstown, head to head. Who's going home and taking all the chips today? As the referees come back to the field now, this is it. No more match of the rounds, no more Saturdays. The final dance. Lorima Sakuru from Guildford kick us off for the last half of the year for the Central West Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching, thank you for joining us throughout the year. Here we go again. Grand Final, Central West Conference, 16 ones. Back underway, Chrissy's with the first touch. Gargoles, first one. Followed up by a Thotter, and they put him in the wheelbarrow and drive him backwards. Now, Gargoles doubles up the set as he surges to the 30. Now Wilson, Atula Seve, and links up with Isaac Thompson. Short side roll, that's where Wilson goes to Birdie, front foot to Possessione, bounces out of contact, going again to the short side. Near the touchline, they bring him down in a lost ball. And an error here for Possessione. And the Guildford Owls still with 12 men. Probably have to survive the first 7 or so minutes until they get back to full complement. But a welcomed error on their behalf, as they'll take their time here to pack the scrum before they get back their full complement. And again, big thank you to everyone for joining us throughout the year. Massive thank you to all the players and coaches from all the clubs that have been involved in this competition. You've all been outstanding to deal with, and the product has been great as well. As a party in the scrum feed, it turns into a fight. Not very often you see the contest in a scrum anymore. And the referee says, let's repack. As a party, Kaladi Taliafoa pumping those legs. They can't get into ground, and he's almost at the 50. And almost a one-on-one steal there as bodies fell off. But play the ball now. And Mardini cuts back in behind. Bootlaced after a good carry. Now Khalil Tafeo, double pump by the big man. Good skill shown, but brought to ground hard by Atula Seve. Now Khalil to Pakoti. Works in behind the ruck there. Looks like he might be a bit worse for wear, and a turnover. St. Christopher's celebrate. We hope Wes Pakoti's okay. Tireless worker is Pakoti, part of the Eels development system. At Blacktown Pats, a rugby league powerhouse. Always running nice tidy line around the ruck and cutting into space in behind. It looks like here he may be getting interchanged. We hope he's okay. But a little worse for wear after that one. Huge contributions from him though this year for the Owls. And substitute now with Mohamed Ayash back on the field. And 3 minutes in to the second half. Can they defend with the 12-man? Procession, very damaging every time we've had him. No different today. And Atula Seve, 3 or 4 to greet. The Dogs premiership winner with Harold Matz. Gargoles tireless as always, and a penalty. Chance to kick themselves straight into good ball here. And the lights come on as night time starts to creep in. Tuifua here to find touch. Kicks his side just inside the 40. Great place to start this attacking set to try and square things up here. 10-4 at present to the Guildford Owls. Tuifua to Zakathotta. Now Wilson to Taberdi, back under to Atula Seve. And again, urgency, 3 or 4 there to try and bring him down. Leaves a man under, 11 there, Thompson off the back of it. And they hold up on the goal line. Tuifua, cross to Athotta, breaks through, keeps the legs driving, goes for the goal line. And a metre short here. The Owls holding on for now and going from dummy half. It looks like Tuifua, but they drive him backwards. Great defence again. Play 5 now. Can they get a repeat or points? To Taberdi, onto the boot. It's a contest coming. Up there, knocked on by the looks of it. Bender, Jake Bender had an opportunity. Great jump by him, but just can't control. And now Mardini quick to get things underway. The referee lets it go. And 10 metres there. An Angel off the back of Mardini. The 1-2 punch again gets to the 40. And now Samisi Malangahu at forward lean, hard to control, and picks up 12 for his side. And now Angel to Kaladi Taliafoa on the out ball. And into the attacking half they go. And Kaladi Taliafoa worse for wear. He's up now. Ibrahim as a party pressured to Mason Ong. Chopped down by Possessione. Good head-to-head battle, that one. And Mohamed Ayash goes from dummy half, throws a dummy, almost goes through, pushing still. 2 there to get him. Gargoles tries to bring him down. And now play 5. Centre field. Numbers left they've got. They go to the right. As a party. Across to Ulu Kinney. Keeps and drives. And brought to ground. St. Chrissy's do well. Good for the Owls here again, still defending, a man short. Drive the football all the way inside the 10 and turn it over. And they're getting closer to their full complement. As Jeremiah Cruz Mapasua takes the first carry. And now Jake Bender comes in to help the forwards. Long pass to Elijah Tuifua, skips on the outside, looks to link up, does over the top with Iab Magabel, got the wheels on now, foot race, gets the outside, but bootlace there by Angel. Good run, good attack and good defence. Tangled up now, pulled out of the way, Tuifua. Turk Marnie now wants to get things going. Infield, Tuifua, long to Birdie, long again, Seve on the edge and he knocks on. Ahmed El Chami, Premier League style, hammers that one like a volley. And things were building nicely there with the threat of Atula Seve out wide on the edge, but just can't control that one. And the Owls again, a step closer to having the full complement back. Michael Curry on his feet, getting warm. So they'll be very happy if they get back to full complement without conceding. And that is the case. Michael Curry back on the field and the Owls have survived that period without conceding. And Ibrahim off the scrum. Now Azapati to Kalani Toliafoa. Now Angel to Mardini. And a one-on-one attempt here. Arm caught though. And Athotta. Two pass to Felice Tafeo. Seve seeks him out and brings him to ground. And now to Ayash. And turn back under for Ulu Kinney, who loses the ball. And turnover in good field position for St. Christopher's and an opportunity again at 10-4. Both sides here trying to throw the knockout blow at one another. Scrum fed and Wilson long. To Tuifua, who keeps and skips across shape, gets through, beats a couple. Rolls for 20, just inside the 40 now. Looking for a quick play the ball. Ahmad El Chami back on the field. Finds his front and quick one as Wilson jumps the short side, thinks he sees something. And another 10 metres here as they land on the 20. Now long pass. Tuifua back under for Thompson with a head full of steam. And busts a couple. Might be one or two injured. Short side, Ahmad El Chami gets a ball out, but it goes to ground. Magabel circles back. And they cover him up for now. Can they find points? Short side, Ahmad El Chami surges, throws a hand grenade. Tuifua picks it up, but it's called a knock on. And the goal line defence again for the Guildford Owls holds on. Under duress from St. Christopher's. And a scrum to be packed. 10 out here. Holding on. Again showing why number one defensively in the Central West Conference. No doubt St. Christopher's won't go quietly into the night. Minor premiers and first in this competition for a reason. Strike all across the park. Now rolling here through Ayash and Lorima Sakuru. Throws a dummy down the short side. Golden Point hero twice this year with 2 field goal wins in the finals. And Alma Fatunga Seve follows up Sakuru. Now Khalil to Mardini. And bumps off 2, goes again, gets another 10 metres. And almost to the 40. Great game so far by the captain. And Khalil goes short side, looking to pick up somebody. Left to his own devices, but scrapes for 10 and play 5 now. And it goes centre field and a tip on to Picotti. I don't think they've realised it's play 5. And caught with the football there and a turnover. Almost on the 20. And things were starting to build nicely there. Forgot play 5, so don't kick into the 20. So set start pretty good here as Ihab Mugabu rumbles for 15. Followed up by William Trostel, part of the Dogs development system. A chance of Guildford again. Crowd plenty involved in this one. And Zakathotta, tough carry to Ifua. Out the back to Birdie, short to Possessiono, burst through, and they're there for it. But a good 15 picked up by Andre Possessiono. And Fatunga Seve may be hurt in that one. Wilson short side to Birdie, chips over the top, numbers coming. Mardini does well, holds that one under pressure. And now he's down as well. So there's some concern for the Owls. Fatunga Seve's back to his feet. Mardini now. Bit worse for wear, but back to his feet also. To Birdie, putting plenty of pressure on the captain and winger there when he dropped that one in behind. 3 or 4 chasers coming hard. Brave effort. Nothing but ice for the football for Mardini. Being checked on now by the trainer. And a good moment to have a breather for both sides. As things have hit again. And about to get back underway with Mardini and Picotti. Hit hard there. And now Larima Sakuru skips back centre field. And gets almost to the 30. And now across and a double pump from Ulu Kinney, and he rumbles to the 50. And quick play the ball now. Angel wants to get off the back of it, and he does. Gets centre field. Trying to get a play the ball. Play 5 now. Cross here into the night sky. It's a torpedo for Turkmani, and he does outstanding. Trying to get a play the ball. And it comes Quaresma Pasua. And line speed, but too quick. Penalty by the referee called. And St. Christopher's chance to kick further upfield here. Good boot. Almost to halfway. Quaresma Pasua to Taberdi. Wind up here for Atula Seve off the back fence. And now Zeden Wilson to Taberdi, to Ahmad El Choumi. And pushing hard now St. Christopher's. Taberdi. To Ifua, out the back Turkmani, tries to trade numbers. And Trostel brought to ground. At the 20 now, 10 in from touch. Long pass back infield. Linking up here to Birdie, to Ifua, across the face, Quaresma Pasua. They wrap him up. And inside the 10 now for St. Christopher's. Pass back in. Goes to Burns. Burns is brought to ground and play 5 now. Short side Luke to Birdie. Puts one up in the air. Chase there. Body's there. It's a try. And a response from St. Christopher's. Ahmad Abbas grabs himself a grand final try. The kick over the top. Picture perfect again. And Ahmad Abbas grabs that one. 10-8 kick to come with a chance to lock up the Central West Conference 16's grand final. Great response after the backing teams. Perez Mapasua, big moment here for him. Kick from the sideline. And again, the Lolly Legs chant starts from the Guildford crowd. Preferred side for the right footer. And here we go. Perez Mapasua. Hits it, starts wide, comes back inside the uprights. 10-all. Central West Conference under 16s. It's delivered all year and it's delivering again. And in the championship rounds we go as the minutes count down in this grand final. 10-all. Owls, St. Christopher's heading to the halfway mark of the second half. 15 minutes remaining in this one. Muhammad Ayash will get us back underway. And into the night sky the ball goes. And off the back fence with a head full of steam, Isaac Thompson. And he gets to the 20 before being stopped and drives to the 25. And off the back fence, El Chami. You can feel the momentum building for St. Christopher's here. And Wilson, short side to Taberti, to Atula Seve, and bumps a couple off and keeps going before he falls onto the halfway line. And quick play the ball now. Taberti, 2 pass back in field for Tristan Burns. Gets his arm free but keeps. Another one in the Dogs development system is Burns. It's a birdie. Tuifua shows short again and keeps. Brought to ground on play 5 on the 40 now. Short side Turkmani goes and keeps. Realises it's last. Nicely weighted kick for the corner and it rolls out inside the 10. Good set after points for St. Christopher's. And Turkmani looks to be down on the ground. Not sure if it's late contact or not, but we'll await to see if the touch judge has anything for the referee or if it was simultaneous contact. But the tension's certainly rising here at 10-all. Hopefully Turkmani is okay. Another one in the Dogs development system. Also a rugby union rep with Southern Districts, and Bass Hill, as are many of his teammates. And the referee heading back to check on Turkmani. And again, I'm sure a welcome stop for both teams with the pace of this game. And a moment to breathe. And he's sitting up now, Turkmani, which is a positive sign. And the clock at the moment stopped at 13 minutes and 34 seconds. All tied up here. And last words from both sets of trainers, uttering the words of their coaches, Jason Thompson and Charlie Abram. Back underway, Kaladi Taliafawa puts his hand up for the first tough carry and it looks like he's lost the football, but they've called it a penalty. And Chrissy's players are ropeable. The chance again out of yardage for Guildford to pick up some extra metres and have a better set start position. And as a party, chops off another 15 metres and they start now on the 30 in their own half. And Isaac Angel tips it to Mardini to get closer to centre field. Does well to almost get to the 40. Play the ball, followed up by Angel, and great pressure there. Coming in from Atula Seve. No progress made that tackle. And Picotti back on the field now. And here's the halfway line on play 3. Now short side, Sanjay Ulukeni. Dangerous so far, operating on the edges. Sakuru to Khalil to Picotti again. No fear in that carry. And now short side with Khalil to Ibrahim, tries to find grass. Turkmani's there to cover up, get a tip off, and huge pressure. Flying into the picture there, but Mugabe does well. Interest on return. And now Trostel gets it off the sideline. Close to the 20. Plays the ball, but looks to be injured himself. Grabs a lower leg. And the follow-up carry here and a lifting tackle. Could have gone wrong. And a penalty, an opportunity here for Chrissies to kick themselves in a better position. I thought no self-preservation with that one. Charged in. And we have calls from the touchline here for help. William Trostel still down after previous run. Sorry, Trostel's back to his feet. Jersey colours have tricked me there. It looks like one of the Guildford players being helped from the field. Maybe end of the night there. Might be Michael Curry, waiting to see the jersey number. Being helped here with a lower leg injury. And a reshuffle coming. Alma Fatunga Seve back onto the field for the Owls. And more than likely, Angel will shift out to the wing and Kaladi Toliafoa back to the centres. And we wish all the best for Michael Curry, super reliable for the Guildford side this year. Certainly done his job. He can be very proud of his contribution to the season. Now kicked up to the 35 and full of energy both teams as we're back underway here. And Athotta wants the follow-up carry. Beats first contact and gets close to the 45. And now 2 passes and coming back infield with Thompson. Keeps there as he gets to the halfway line. Short side coming. Zeedan Wilson for Taberti. Turns Atula Seve back under. Beats the first. Beats the second. He's rolling. Gets back in field after putting a third down. Offline, Kores Mapasua. Comes back on an inside shoulder but being brought down. 25 out. Is there a chance here for points? Burns. Tuifua. Back under to set things for Athotta, who slammed to the ground. Now infield, Isaac Thompson, straight ahead he goes. Trying to find his front on play 5 now. What can they come up with? Luke Taberti keeps, shows a dummy short to Seve. And a great low tackle comes in there. Ashton has a party, puts his body on the line. And Atula Seve at full steam. No easy feat. Gets enough to stop him. And now pressure again going to be coming from St. Christopher's here to ramp things up inside the 10 on the Owls. As we're under 10 minutes now on the run home here in the grand final for the Central West Conference. It's Sakuru first, Mardini second, and if all things are fair and even, I'm sure it'll be Angel next, and no surprise it is. The back five awfully busy tonight. Messi play the ball, but cleaned up, and Kaladi Taliafoa puts his hand up. And the Owls trying to work their way out of trouble. Long pass now, an early clearing kick. Muhammad Ayash. And hooks it a little bit, but gets up to the 30. And gives his team a chance for a break here. Luke Taberti tries to get things moving. Time of the essence for both these teams, or are we heading to Golden Point? Lorima Sakuru already kicked 2 winning field goals in this final series in Golden Point. Certainly proved he can get it done. Good contact coming there on Leon Riziglu, now on the field. Seve on that edge again with Taberti. Trying to make something happen. Plenty of touches for Seve. And Taberti to Isaac Thompson, beats the first. And Ibrahim, worse for wear with his arm and shoulder after that tackle. Riziglu, Tuifua pressured, and Sanjay Ulu Kinney almost with a one-handed runaway for the big man, but quick touch there. And an error and a fresh set of 6 inside the attacking half coming for St. Christopher's. Just under 8 minutes left. We have time off. An interchange coming. Samisi Malangahu back to his feet. Riziglu interchange just happened for St. Christopher's. And Seve off the scrum, operating wide again. And Ong and Alma Seve for Tunga Seve. Try to stop him, but he keeps rolling forward. They eventually bring him to ground now as he gets up to the 30. Now, Jerome Gargoles driven backwards, but finds his front. Quick play the ball, Burns wants to go, does go, jumps in behind the markers, grabs 10, beats 1, finds his front. And now 10 metres out, almost centre field. Taberti goes back to Ifua, keeps inside pressure, goes for the line, beats a couple. Spins but can't get there. Now from dummy half. Try to go, short side. Taberti puts it on the boot, body's coming through, and we may have a try. Referee, what's the call? It's a no try. No try. Hard to make out what was happening there in that far corner. But the grubber goes through, and thought they may have had a grounding. But the score remains 10-all. And another player down here. Things getting harder and harder as the game goes on for all involved. It looks to be Guildford player Felice Tafeo. And he's being helped off the field here. Again, it's not what you want to see. Hopefully he's okay as well. Already having Michael Curry come off. So Missy Mullingar, who goes on for Felice Tafeo. Looks like a lower leg injury for him. The deadlock remains 10-all. Scrum feed here for the Owls. Centre field off their line. It's where they go. Mason Ong with a strong carry. Now short side for Mardini. Gets outside the ruck defenders and rolls, and almost to the 30 now. And Khalil jumps the short side. Alma Fatunga Seve does well under pressure. Things getting physical as he keeps running after breaking contact there. And to the 45 there for Fatunga Seve. And he's got a bit of a limp now as Picodi tips it onto Mullingar, who goes just over the halfway. And now short side, Ibrahim, Kaladi Toliafoa rolling. Beats the first, but 2 or 3 start to drive towards touch. Gets an offload to Ulu Kinney. And it's a knock-on called. And an opportunity here for St. Christopher's. As the boys get a little bit frustrated. They know what's on the line. They know it's all to play for. And we head towards the 5-minute mark. Golden point becoming more and more apparent unless someone can find a 4-pointer or a field goal. One of these next couple of sets, if it's within range, we might see a shot. Sakuru, as we've mentioned, the fullback, 2 game-winning field goals. Assuming on the St. Christopher's side it will be Taberti or Elijah Tuifua to have a crack if they get in range. Quaresma Pasua also got a good boot if needed. But for now, scrum feed St. Christopher's. Taberti long, Seve, Possessione under pressure, loses the ball. And now excellent field position as we just talked field goals for the Owls. Inside the 30, almost to the 20. Wesley Picodi, do they start to set it up? Khalil sells a dummy, takes 10, 0 tackle, play the ball now. And arguing about the play the ball. Slow one follows. Mardini comes across the shape. Centres things, probably thinking more about the field goal setup. Finds his front now. Yusuf Khalil. Sakuru's out the back of shape. There's the long pass. It's over the head. He cleans it up though. Gets back inside. And everything's happening here. St. Christopher's do well to quell that one. Now Mullingar from dummy half. Back inside to the 15. Can they set it up again? They go short side with Ibrahim. Wants to go for the lot. David cut. Kaladi Toliafoa, and he's chopped down the legs. Play 5 up the sideline. Difficult spot. Ibrahim, long pass out the back. It's a drop ball. As a party, under pressure. And they had a chance to get it right. But the pass just a little bit too high. And the set breaks down. With a great opportunity to take the field goal. And again, score remains 10-all. 3 minutes remaining. Maybe a bit of overtime required. St. Christopher's, can they get in range? Andre Possessione driven backwards. Now Burns with Seve on the short side, head full of steam. 15 metres and 4 on him. Burns, Possessione looking for a double up, but overruns it. Burns has to keep it. Slow play the ball to Taberti. Jerome Gargoles, good line. Gets in behind the ruck. Rolls inside the attacking half. Now Burns. Turkmani. And he pushes up here for play 5 on the 35-metre line. They go back to Ifua from the 40. Has to keep. Goes back to the right. Puts a kick over the top. Field position. And Lorima Sakuru does well to clean it up and tries to go the outside. Flirts with a touchline but comes back in field now. Breaks free. And then finds contact. And an excellent kick return by Lorima Sakuru. Mardini. Another carry for him. And You hear the chants go up and the whistle goes. Ladies and gentlemen, golden point here. Central West Conference Grand Final. These two teams cannot be separated. And after two battles during the year where it went down to the wire, now it's going to require extra time to sort out who will be the champion in the Central West Conference. 10-minute halves upcoming here. Try, field goal, any scoring play required to end this one. And how fitting that such an outstanding competition is going to end with Golden Point. And what a final series. Our third game of Golden Point football, every single one of them involving the Guildford Owls. And St Christopher's off the back of the bye and then winning through to the grand final. Do they have that little bit extra left in the tank, petrol-wise? Or do the Owls, battle-hardened and resilient, having experienced this twice, have what it takes to close this one out and win the premiership here? We are about to find out. The captains will be called here. We require a coin toss to see who gets first possession, which we always know is very critical in this circumstance. Set up things for potential field goal, field position off your kick, or on the defensive side, great opportunity to apply pressure and try and force an error. Bit of a chess game is Golden Point. And things look like they're settled. Both teams, final instructions from their coaches. What have they got left? We're about to find out. By the looks of things, the teams will stay on the sides they were on. But first possession, it looks like Guildford will be receiving the football and St Christopher's will be kicking off in Golden Point. And Guildford set themselves up as the chant starts again. St Christopher's, final words from Jason Thompson for his team. And we are about to get back underway. You couldn't have scripted it any better in the Central West Conference. Back and forths all year, down to the wire contests in match of the round, and now the final series, week on week, has delivered nothing but great content and great games. And now we're about to get underway. Golden Point extra time, Central West Conference Grand Final. Owls, St Christopher's, who will be our premier? First touch for Ayash, and feeling cramp instantly as Kaladi Toliafoa follows it up, rumbles his way to the 30. Good 2 carries to start. Isaac Angel with a third. And to the 40 he goes, and just over. Short side here for Khalil. Comes open. Ayash to Picodi. Gets to the 50 on play 4. Centre field. Good chance to put a trapping kick in as Ayash throws a dummy and gets to the 40. 40's play 5 now. Can they drop one in the corner and put pressure on? Or Sakuru's going to have a crack. 45 out. And it's just short of the dead ball line. Will it roll for a 7 tackle set? It does. So they push their chips all in with a long range shot. And now St Christopher's will get a 7 tackle set. It's a great opportunity for them now with the extra tackle up their sleeve to get good field position. Wes Mapasua with the first touch, followed by Jerome Gargoles. Just over the 30 now. Atula Seve puts his hand up. 4 there to meet him on the 40-metre line. Centre field. Leaves one behind. Quick play the ball. Tuifua over the advantage line rolling. And surge into the Owls half. 45 out now. Burns. Infield to Thompson. Head full of steam. Gets inside the 40. One more play. Can they drive it in and set up for a shot? Chip and chase here by Luke to Birdie. The ball goes backwards. It's tapped. They're running. The chase is there. We may have a try. St. Christopher's. Chip and chase. You want to talk about risking it all? That is risking it all. Chip and chase by Luke to Birdie. And a try here to close things out in Golden Point for St. Christopher's. Your premiers in the Central West Conference 16-1s competition. Can you believe it? What a competition this has been. Absolute heartbreak on account of the Guildford Owls. Have the shot. Just fall short. But at the end of the day, your premiers here and the minor premiers, St. Christopher's, and Ahmed Abbas gets to score the Golden Point winning try for his team off the back of Luke Taberti, the Bulldogs representative. Didn't want to take it with the field goal. Pushed all in there. Comes up with the play, with the kick chase and the scramble, with the ball being knocked back for Ahmed Abbas to score and win them the Central West Conference Grand Final. Congratulations to Jason Thompson, St. Christopher's, everyone who's played this year for their team, everyone at the club. What a year it's been. And what a game. And again, not the result they would have won at Guildford, but they can be immensely proud of their season. Lots of injuries to start. Good wins late to secure their position. 2 Golden Point games on the way to get to the grand final. Took the hard road and almost got the job done here today. Just falls short. Nothing to be ashamed of with the effort they have put in this season. Charlie Abraham and his team can be very proud of what they've accomplished. Some outstanding performances. Sakuru through the final series. The work of Angel, Mardini, the captain, and the damage done by Fatunga Seve, Kaladi Toliafoa. You've got Ong as well, Pakodi, his work rate, Mulangahu. Everyone in their team been fantastic. But St. Christopher's get the job done. Brilliant team. Great collective unit as a whole. Class with the link of Tuifua and Taberti on show. Turkmani popping up at the back. Lots of work from Magabu, Perez Mapasua, Atula Seve, showing why Year Young playing Harold Matthews and the selections that he's had for New South Wales City 16s and CHS. And then the contributions from their pack. Tough and hard-working Isaac Thompson, Andre Possessione, Zach Athotta, Gargoles, Ahmed El Chami. Everybody, the 19 players, with fantastic contributions to their title. And again, I want to reiterate to all the teams involved, all 11 clubs, thank you for the season that we've just had. It's been absolutely outstanding. Thank you to all the players and coaches with the 11 clubs in the Central West Conference Under-16s competition. And we'll throw down to the field now for the presentation for the 16-1s.
Given that we showcase this presentation to go a little longer, there's a lot of thank yous to give. So we're all aware we highlighted throughout the season the match of the round. I'd like to thank the clubs, the coaches, players involved in the competition for their buy-in for the extended coverage we provided. This included a media day, midweek contact leading into games, after-game interviews, and a podcast for our top 5 teams. The match of the round was brought to life through commentary of Lewis Shepherd. Lewis up the top there. Well done, Lewis. Great stuff. We're extremely lucky Lewis applied for this position. His passion for community rugby league and the time and dedication he's invested into this comp is greatly appreciated. Thanks also goes to Gary and Brendan. The vision needs to be cut, produced, posted. Kudos to Tim, who's done a great job with respect to highlights and the like. Games don't happen, there's hours of planning, so thank you to Tina for all of her work for our comps. And thank you to the board for their support of this concept. Thanks to the coaches, managers and trainers for the time they volunteered to their team throughout the season. Thanks to all the parents, carers, grandparents, getting your kids to training, to the games and for your support, especially today. Great crowd today. We'll now start the presentation and we'll start with the referees. Congratulations to today's refs on the achievement of being appointed to the grand final. Guildford to bring their team up, please.
First and foremost, thank you everyone for coming out. We love you guys. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the coaches. Boys set up that's the work for our boys. That team, we didn't get it. We'll be back next year. I love you boys. Thank you everyone. Let's hear a West Ball for Guildford. Now ask the captain of St. Christopher's to come up and release their lead. Just to watch on track, good game. Close up. I just want to thank the goldfish as well. I'd like to thank the crowd as well, the parents. I want to thank my trainers as well, Jace, Bruce and Brenda. Great season with you boys. You are my team. I love the Lumpy boys.
There's one more presentation to give, don't go too far, because number 8, St Christie's, has got the play of the match. We've got such a great crowd here. There's one thing that will ask us a favour. We've got 180 fence palings to get back. If anyone can give us a hand, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could bring a couple back here. Thanks everyone for your participation. And that concludes the presentation. Congratulations to St Christopher's, our 16-1 winners.
Thompson, his team, great year. You can be extremely proud of what they've accomplished and what has been a very competitive competition. And Guildford again can only hold their heads high for what has also been a marvellous season on their part. And what a day it's been here at Eric Tweedale. The 3 Division 1 Grand Finals for Central West Conference, the 14s, the 16s, the 18s. All great games. And St Christopher's now about to celebrate with their friends and family. Let us tune in and listen to the song they belt out. Your premiers, St Christopher's. Fitting celebrations from your premiers, St Christopher's, here in the Central West Conference. And that will just about wrap us up here for the final time this year. Massive thank yous again to all the 11 clubs that were involved in the Central West Conference under 16s competition, to both districts, the Parramatta Eels Junior Rugby League and Canterbury Bankstown Junior Rugby Leagues. John Greeley and Adam Fairley in particular, the driving force behind this. Thank you for the opportunity to call these games and be involved with such a fantastic competition. Massive thank you also to Brendan and Gary again. Spot on video for what they've done. Without them, no images would be provided. And mainly the players and coaches for the product that you have provided. And that will draw us to a close for what has been a brilliant season. I've been Lewis Shepherd. Enjoy your weekend.